Mark, another quick turnaround. How's the squad looking? Any fresh concerns heading into the weekend?
Yeah, we got a couple of players that we have a slight doubt on. Alex Gilliard and Harry Chapman just got knocks during the week, so we'll check on them, and then the rest are okay.
Is it a case with the two you mentioned, just proper last minute checks really before you make a decision?
Yeah, we'll give them as long as we can, but in my own mind, I need to make decisions. So yeah, it's more contact injuries. It's not so much issues with the physicality of the games. It's just contacts, and you're going to get those types of injuries.
And does, with another game on Tuesday, does extra precaution come in mind when it comes to those kind of knocks?
Well, yeah, we've got enough cover in the squad that if I feel it's better that guys miss out one game so they don't miss out four, by going one more time more than they should, then we'll try and protect players, because it's in the club's interest to do that, and my interest as the manager of the club. So yeah, if we can manage injuries and manage, as I said, contact injuries, which you will get, then they can resolve themselves quite quickly. But if you compound the problem by playing them too readily after those injuries, then it can become an issue.
A few days on from the Blackburn game, and we touched about it when we spoke to you on Tuesday, but I guess the players have probably taken confidence from the performance despite the result.
Yeah, we think so. Yeah, they came in for training in good heart. So yeah, our confidence hasn't been dented by the loss. We played well the weekend before, give good account of ourselves against higher league opposition. So now we're really looking forward to League Two football again and carry on where we left off at Hartlepool, because we played at a high level there.
Harry Lewis mentioned about going out in the cup. He feels there's no excuses in the league. You can really focus on that, albeit the EFL trophy as well. Is that something you share?
Yeah, I mean, our focus will always be on the league, but as I said before, the cup competition in midweek is that we'll always try and have a goal, because we want to progress. And like I said, I think the two games that we had against higher opposition have helped us in terms of improving and understanding what we need to do to be better. When you go up against better opposition, they will ask more questions of you, and you've got to learn quickly or find the answers on the pitch if you can, ideally. So those two experiences for the group as a whole are invaluable, and will reap the benefits in League Two games that we've got coming up. So the cup games will come around, and we'll pay them the respect they deserve, because it's a good learning opportunity.
Cian Harrett's looked lively when he's come off the bench in the league, and he put a good account in for himself on Tuesday night. How close is he to a start in the league?
Yeah, I was pleased with what he did. We changed things around slightly, but it was fine. So yeah, he could have scored a goal as well. So he'll always be a threat. He's always a constant menace at the top end of the pitch. He's got good high energy levels and a good amount of skill, as we've seen already. So yeah, he's going to get more games, starts and finishes. So yeah, he's going to be a big part of the season as a whole.
You mentioned looking a little bit different when Cian's on the pitch, and we noticed that it almost looks a little bit more of a 4-4-2 kind of thing. Is Cian one of those players that you do have to adapt when he's on the pitch?
Well, yeah, I think the shape that we play helps us. I think it just gives it a little bit of fluidity, and we've got used to that shape. Obviously, if we played two up front, we have to tweak that to a certain extent. We can go different ways. We can go 4-4-2. We can go with a diamond, which we've done through pre-season as well, and we've experimented with that. So there's different options, and we can always play just Cian off the front as well, because he's got the ability to do that, and he's an intelligent footballer that will be able to adapt if he needs to just go from deeper positions. So there's not too much of a tweak to it, but obviously just changes us slightly if we do play 2 up top.
And playing with someone like Andy Cook, who's in form, and he's got Verdane as well, who's so experienced at this level and in the leagues above, it must be a great learning curve for Keane.
Yeah, I think he's enjoying the experience. He's chomping at the bit. He wants to play every game, as all young strikers want to, but just needs to be a little bit patient. He missed, obviously, that week of 3 games when he got suspended, which has just set him back a little bit, which is unfortunate for him, but he's very much part of what we're going to be doing moving forward.
How much, as a former striker yourself, are you involved with the attacking players, or do you hand that over to your coaches and have to take a step back, Mark, or do you really get involved with them?
Well, no, it's not a case of me saying, right, do it like I used to do it, because I can't demonstrate that anymore because I'm 58, so no point in me trying to do that. So, no, I've got an understanding of the role and what's required if you are in those forward positions. So clearly I will coach that and talk to the guys about that, how they can maybe lose markers and just give them a little bit of space at the top end of the pitch where it's vital to create that, sometimes through the movement of others, or sometimes you have to create things on your own. So yeah, there's always things that you can impart to players and make them have a few more strings to their bow.
Back at home on Saturday, it feels a while since the Newport League game. Just how important is it just to keep that unbeaten league run going at home?
Yeah, it's something we talked about. We look strong at home, I have to say, and the support weekend is fantastic. So as soon as we turn up to the ground, we're just itching to get out there and play. And maybe that's not been the case in recent past, really. And so we're in a much better place. We really enjoy playing at home. It's a real advantage to us, we feel, and I think we'll get even stronger as the season progresses. But the weekend's an important one for us. We want that continuity in terms of performance and results, and there's a good opportunity at the weekend to continue in the same vein.
And on Crewe, they obviously came down last season, troublesome season last season, but they've started life in League Two very well. Simon gone. Should we get him back? Difficult season for Crewe last season, but they've started well in League Two. What have you made of them so far?
Yeah, I mean, you're right in saying that. Yeah, they've got good points on the board, which they'll be happy about. And obviously, coming down from after relegation is difficult for teams, and we've already faced one team in Doncaster who had a similar fate. So we'll see how they approach the game against us. Hopefully, it won't be like Doncaster did, but who knows?
No dark arts, hopefully.
No, let's
is it one of those oppositions where if you do get a good result, it almost feels like a little bit of a statement?
No, I don't think so much. I think from our point of view, we're just trying to make statements every time we play in terms of how we play and the results that we're able to get. We know there's a big focus on what we're doing here, and people are looking to see how well we're doing. So yeah, we have to make a statement every time we play. So we haven't got a problem with that. We're not fazed by that or upset about it. It's a recognition of where we are as a club and what we're trying to do, I feel. So expectation is always a good thing.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
As you mentioned, players like Keane Harrop wanting to play every game, and you do have cover in most positions. How do you keep all those players happy when they clearly can't play all the time? Yeah,
it can be difficult. I mean, everybody's valued here. Everybody is going to play a role. Some will play a more significant role than others, but we'd like to think, and I like to think, that everybody's included and feels a sense of belonging in terms of what we're trying to do moving forward. So I think if you got everybody on the same page, obviously players will be disappointed when they don't start games, but I think there's a recognition that I will change things around. I will try and keep freshness in the squad. If I feel people are losing form, then they'll have to go out of the team, and guys that have been waiting patiently will come in. And I think there's an understanding that there is that believe that will happen, and if you're out the team, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to go, because circumstances, as we know in football, change very, very quickly. So it only takes, goodness me, we've had enough injuries already, but those injuries have given other people opportunities to stand more regularly. So guys outside of the team at the moment have still got a huge role, and you see the guys that are coming on at the end of games to finish off performances. They're making an impact because they feel part of what we're doing. So it's a big long haul season. It's an old cliche, but we're going to need everybody. So we just got to keep that feeling that everybody's included and everybody's part of what we're trying to do. If we do that, then I don't think we'll have any problems.
Presumably, when you're playing as well as you are at the moment, that helps because everyone can see that it's working the way it is.
Yeah, and I think everybody wants to be part of it. So we continue to try and play good football, progressive football. I think players enjoy playing the way that we're trying to play. They like the training. Every day is a different day in terms of what we present them. We're still working on the same things, but because of the quality of the coaching, then it doesn't seem that way. So there's always variety. We probably work on the same things predominantly, but because it's presented in a different way, it doesn't get stale, and guys are always stimulated every single day they come in. So I think that helps to keep the group really strong and motivated.
Very quickly, Mark.
All right, Sam.
Obviously, it's just under a week left of the transfer window. I mean, obviously, Oscar went out to Oldham yesterday.
Yes.
What's sort of state of play now? Are you pretty much there on ins and outs, or how do you see the next few days?
Well, there's always, I keep on saying this, if something gets thrown up, sometimes you get situations that you've inquired about before, and agents or clubs will say, no, we're looking at more money or different level, and they go away for 6-7 weeks. Then all of a sudden, the last week of the winter, they realise that maybe that's not going to happen for their client and or their player, and they start trying to start conversations with us again. So there could be a few occasions of that, I think, in the next few days, and it might be that some of the ones that we dismissed because we felt that they were looking in a different direction, they might become viable again. So we'll wait and see if anything like that happens, or somebody from left field presents itself and we think it makes sense and we're able to do it financially.
I mean, I know it seems like months ago I have to ask you about Dion Pereira, and you said it might be end of the window. I mean, is he still someone in the ballpark, or is that sort of moved on, that one now?
Well, with Dion, we've obviously placed our interest very early on in the window, but as Luton, given it's his host club, they have every right to just wait and see what options there are for their player. Our information really is that they're looking to place him in League One or higher, and he's been in and around their first team, obviously, in some of the games of late. So that's probably where they see Dion's career progressing from this time on. But you never know; it may change. But I think that's where we are at the moment because of where Luton see him playing this year rather.
And in terms, obviously, the squad numbers, is there anybody else likely to go out, to think, in terms of numbers, or are you sort of, how many you've got on the squad now? Do you feel that that's a big enough squad you have?
Like I said, Simon, if something makes sense and we can do something, we'll look at it and then we'll think about the numbers after, probably. But we will always want to be stronger before we move people out. So that's why we did so many early in the window, and maybe towards the back end we've been concentrating more on seeing if we can place other players.